The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and the sour it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the leafed Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can see still today, where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Wansler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Wansler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkim on the top of his store. He lurks in the lurkim, good under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dark midnights in August he picks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of the rope he lets down till pale, and you have to toss in 15 pence and nail, and shell of a great-great-great-father's snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count, to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in the snoof, his secret strange hole in the groovelous groove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Slap. Town slaps the whisper my phone to your ear, and the old Wansler whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through the snaggery hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish beak up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding grey, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days where the grass was still green, and the port was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the sawmill swung rang on space. One morning I came to his glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truthful trees, the bright colored truths on the truthful trees, mile away, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown baboons, frisking about their barbaroot suits, as they had plain shade and the truthful fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truthful trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as this. The touch of the tufts was much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. Not just what I do, I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down the truffle tree with a chop, and with a great skillful skill, with a great speedy speed, I took the soft tufts, and I kneaded a sneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something popped up on the stump. On the tree I've chopped down, it was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was snortish and oldish and brownish and mosey. I spoke with his voice, was as parish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sour sneeze, I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset, and he shouted and puffed, What's the thing you've made out of my truffle tough? Look, Lorax, I said, there is no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree, and I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful, this thing in a need. A needs finds something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. And you can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax says, Sir, you're crazy with greed. There's no one on earth would buy that wolf's need. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the sneed I had needed was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never called tell me some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radiophone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wansler family to get mighty rich. Get over fast here, take a road to the north niche. Turn left at the Wickenwick, sharp right the south stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Wansler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting sneeds just as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping of truffle trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow! Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which I whacked at the 4 truffle trees at the smacker. We were making sneeds for time as fast as before. And what Lorax? He didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barboots who played me shady barbelled suits and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruits to the ground, and my poor barboots are getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Wansler, felt sad, and I watched them all go, but business is business, and then business must grow, regardless of crummies and trummies, you know. I meant no harm, I mostly truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my road, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the load. On the sneed I snipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on a biggering selling more sneeds, and I bigger my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes. Then the old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I'm the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he shuffled, he snorted and sniffed. Wansler, he cried with a querulous croak. Wansler, you're making such smugglers smoke. My poor swarming swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smoke in the throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't know, hopefully no. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smoke you've smoked up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, he dander was up. Let me say a few words about gloppity-glop. Your machinery gogs on a day night without stops, making the gloppity-glop and the choppity-chops. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Wansler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum for their gills and their gummed, so I'm sending them off. Oh, the future is dreary, they'll walk on their fins and they get weary. In search of some water that isn't so smeary, I hear things are just as bad in the Lake Erie. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now, listen here, Dad. All you do is yep, yep, and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intended to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truthful trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. And at the very moment we heard a loud whack, from outside of the fields came the sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we hear the tree fall, the very last truthful tree of them all. No more trees, no more sneeds, no more work to be done. So in no time my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped in my cars and drove away under the smoke-smoked stars. Now, all that was left neath and badly smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad, backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look at his face when he hasted himself and took leave on this place through the hole in the smoke without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in the mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the ones left, now you're here, the word of the Lord seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the ones left. He let something fall. It's a truthful seed. It's the last one of all. You are in charge of the last of the truthful seeds, and the truthful trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truthful, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow the forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back.